Good afternoon. Um, Welcome to Lego Panorama. I'll be with you for the next hour, and we are going to have a good time together where I will talk about law. Yes. So as you are joining, just share the link. That is your assignment. Um, So just share it. Make sure as many people as possible are able to watch the program. What you find in life is that people that come across particular information, they don't really need the information, but they become an agent of progress for a lot of people. Um, so we become a sort of blessing to people who are able to hear us and to benefit from the things that we do. Law to me is natural, uh, is the passion that I have an undying passion for law. You know, I love law. I love arguing. Uh, love talking to people and providing solution to the funny issues in people's life. And whether we like it or not, one of the interesting thing about law is that, especially when it comes to immigration law, one of the interesting thing about it is that it is undeniable uh, the fact that it is the biggest threat to the destiny of many people from the ethnic minority in the United Kingdom. So whether you are living in Scotland, Northern Ireland, whether you are living in England and Wales, um, the biggest threat to your survival and success in the United Kingdom is immigration. Unfortunately, that is the way it is. Now, for people that are abroad, like today, I've had several inquiries from people who are abroad and wants to come to the UK, whether to study, whether to come here to join their spouse, or whether to come here to join their children. And I just thought to myself that um, it is important that I do this program from time to time to help people that are on social media So as I speak, we are on YouTube, we are on Periscope, and I believe, yeah, I'm on Facebook now. I didn't even bother to do Instagram today. I just think those three channels are just enough. Now, one thing that fascinates me about immigration law is that it could stagnate life. I was talking to a client yesterday, and I said that someone who came into the UK today, who was born in the UK in the past and was taken out of the country to another country, maybe to Africa or maybe to Asia, but by virtue of their birth, they are British citizens. If they come to the UK today, if they come back to the UK today, they have an advantage of over an immigrant that has been to the UK, that has been in the UK 17 or 18 years ago without having status. So if you see someone that is in the UK that had lived there as an overstayer, as an illegal immigrant for 17, 18 years, they are likely not to have a bank account. They are likely not to have a GP. They are likely not to have a driving license. They are likely not to be able to walk. They are likely not to have any documentary evidence to support them. They are likely not to be able to drive. They are likely not to be able, highly likely not to be able to travel out of the country, because once you are gone, you are gone. Watch this. Now, so if you have someone who came into the UK, maybe yesterday, maybe they got an entry clearance to come and join their spouse, maybe they are married to a British citizen, and they come into the UK, or they get a work permit to come in, or they even come in as a student on a temporary visa, they are already ahead of someone that has been here for 17, 18 years without status, without what you call paper. So it is very, very important that immigrants pay attention to the UK immigration law and how to regularize their status, because until you regularize your status, you just discover that things are not just the way it's supposed to be, and it will be like as if God is not good, or something like that. I want to, before I start talking on law, I want you to please share the link. Share the link. Let it get to as many people as possible. Don't keep it to yourself. In most cases, people who watch this program initially, they have no immigration issues. They are just interested in the program to listen to what I have to say. So, Dele Olawanle is my name. I'm the principal solicitor of Dell & Co. Solicitors. I been a lawyer for over 20 years now. I've been studied here. I went to the university here. I went to the law school here, did my training contract here, and qualified as a solicitor. And I'm the principal solicitor of Dell & Co. Solicitors in London. One of the things I do is that I do legal panorama on TV. I have been doing that now for 15, this is the 16th year that I've been on TV every day. You can watch me on Faith TV, which is a Christian channel. 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday, talking on immigration law. I became interested in immigration law because I do many areas of law. I do family, I do employment, I do civil litigation. I do, sometimes I do criminal law, civil, charity law. I do that, do landlord and tenant. I reasonably competent in many areas of law. But the reason why I do immigration law on television was because of my experience. I came into this country many years ago, got married to my wife, who is a British citizen by birth, and I applied to the authority to give me the right to stay, but they didn't. They didn't. They refused the application, and they asked me to be reporting at the police station, and I did that for 8 years. Now, we had our first child, we had our second child, who are British by birth. They didn't give me the right to stay. They still said I should be reporting. Please share this link. Yeah, share the link. So they said I should be reporting at the police station. And I started reporting year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7. I went to court several times. I had some lawyers that were not very good in terms of handling my case properly. Some of them, they asked for documents to be sent, which I gave to them, which they did not send. I didn't know. As a result of that, they messed up my case. On the 7th year, I went to report on a Sunday morning, and they arrested me, 3 hefty men. They put me in their security van, and they took me just as I was to a police station in North London. I was there for 4 days until they made up their mind to deport me. So they took me to Gatwick Airport to be deported. Now, I met a lot of people in the van that were to be deported. And when we got to the airport, the court granted an injunction for me not to be removed. So I remained in the country for another year as well. So they took me from the airport to a detention center, and I was there for 5 weeks. So when I got to detention, that is why I'm doing what I'm doing today. I met a lot of people there, a lot of people from many nations. From many nations, so I met a lot of people there. Some of them could not speak English. Some of them didn't know why they were there. Some of them thought they had an application at the Home Office and they had nothing. Some of them, were confused. Some of them, they made wrong applications for them. Some of them, the applications had been refused long ago. Some of them got into crime, and they were just there. It was just a mumbo jumbo. So I looked at them, and I was there, wise there. I decided to be the solution rather than be the problem. I decided to be the solution. And I want to say this to everyone under the authority of my voice watching this program. Be a solution, don't contribute to the problem. So I decided to be a solution to help people. At that time, whilst waiting, reporting, I decided to study law. So It was at the first semester of the second year that I decided that I was detained. So I was already studying law. So I made up my mind that if I am released back into the country, I will do this liberating program called the Legal Panorama, which is my trademark, is my baby, it's my brand. So I decided that I will be doing this, and by the grace of God, I've been doing it consistently for over 15 years. I've done it on Ben TV, I've done it on Revelation TV, I've done it on Belief TV. I'm now on Faith TV because I have faith. Because faith and worry cannot coexist. So I decided to stay with Faith TV. So you can watch me Monday to Friday, 3:30 to 5:30 to 4 p.m. every day. Now, what I have found with immigration, that it could be a problem if you don't know what to do, and also it is not a problem. Now, having challenges with immigration is not a disease. The only issue is the fact that you are not born in the United Kingdom, or you are not born in the country where you are currently sojourning. Maybe you are watching me from America, whether you are watching me from the United Kingdom, wherever you are watching me from, I want you to understand that immigration is not a disease. It's just a challenge. So if you go back to your home country, they will welcome you without any restriction. But once you step out of your country, anyone can control you. Any law can hold you bound. Even in your home country, there are laws that prevent you from being who you are supposed to be. Now, also, I want to say, the government has the right to control the influx of foreign nationals into its territory. So if you say this is the government, okay, we have the British government, the United Kingdom government, whether it's the government of the United States of America, of Canada, or India, even Nigeria, my home country, have their immigration policies. Every government have the right to control the influx of foreign nationals into its territory. Now, so if you are in the United Kingdom, the government has the right to control the influx of foreign nationals into this country, of which you are one. Now, and so you can't just come and just continue to live here, because they have rules in place that if you come as a visitor, you must go back. And if you are not going back, regularize your stay. Make an application. Let us know what you want us to do for you. That is that one. Some of you come into the UK in whatever capacity, maybe as a student, maybe as a spouse, maybe as a work permit holder, but you did not regularize your stay. Again, you are breaking the law. So on this program, we are not encouraging you to overstay or to live beyond or to come here and not go back. No, we are not doing that. We are just educating you that after living in the United Kingdom for some years, you develop what is called a private life, or a private and family life, and the Human Rights Act of 1998 becomes engaged in your situation. Now, if you continue to live here and you don't regularize your stay, you are committing a criminal offense, you could be fined or you could be in prison. Now, so the onus is on you to make sure you regularize your stay. And also I want you to be to understand that whatever information I give here is not a full advice. In that I am just talking generally. If you need further advice on your situation on what to do, make sure you call the number on the screen for a personal advice. A lot of things concerning your situation due to the duty of confidentiality cannot be discussed. This is a global avenue. This is a global platform. People are watching me from all over the world as I speak here. So you can't discuss your private matter here. The other thing is that there are many things you can say online. You know, as I'm speaking, though I'll take some questions today that are basic questions. So make sure you write down the number on the screen. The landline is the office number. The mobile is the office number too, so you can reach us on both. It is interesting that about 2 or 3 people called me this morning and said someone took my number and gave it to them. So write down the number. If you don't need the number, you can give it to someone else. So as you are there watching this program, share the link, share it, share it, share it, share it. Let it reach as many people as possible. The work that I do in the immigration field is incredible. I have been very, very consistent with my TV program, with my the education I give to the public. I've seen a lot of people trying to do what I do through Legal Panorama. They fizzle out because it's about consistency and also making sure that we know what we are talking about. So I want you to know that the government controls the influx of foreign nationals into its territory. Now, it is not also everyone that applies to them that are given status. Because if they do that, the country will be overwhelmed. You see that there will be more foreigners than the British people themselves. Also, there are grounds, there are things you have to do, there are requirements you have to meet before you can make an application that has a prospect of success. Now, one of the things I have found out in my years of practice is that a lot of Africans try to be very clever. Why do I say that? When they make a call, and you tell them they are ready and that they have to pay a consultation fee. For example, if you want to see me in person or you want to have a virtual consultation with me, you have to pay a consultation fee. Now, a lot of Africans try to dodge that. And they go and meet people that will dupe them. And they'll say, don't worry, oh, you'll be okay. Bring 5,000, bring 10,000, I will do this, I will do that. That is very wrong. That is not how to go about it. If you have issues, if you have immigration problem, a challenge, the first thing you need to do is you need to go for legal advice. Get an advice. At the advice session, it may be that you will make your application in 5 years' time. But if you get the advice today, it will help you to prepare for what you have to do for the next 5 years. So that by the time you get to that point, you will be able to make an application that has a good prospect of success. If you don't do that, if you just give money to people and say, okay, here's the money, 5,000, whatever you can do. I don't do that, those type of cases. I am not a whatever you can do lawyer. I make sure that you have a prospect of success. And if it is not yet time to apply, I will tell you it is not yet time. Why? Because a baby that is born too early, we have all sorts of challenges. So therefore, there are rules, there are regulations that have to be met. For example, if you came into the UK years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and you are single, and you are not married, you are not British, then you will have to wait for 20 years. You have to live here for 20 years before you can make an application with the prospect of success. It may well be that during your time here that you have had, what do I call it? You've gotten into a relationship and you now have a child. It may be that the child, your partner, is not a British citizen. Then that child has to be here and live here up to the age of 7. Then you can try to apply. You may be fortunate to have the application granted. It may be that you have a spouse that is British or that is settled in the United Kingdom. So there are different ways of which you can apply for leave to remain. One of the things I have to say to you is that if it is your intention to live in this country, to have the right to stay here, make sure you flee from any criminal activities. Don't sell drugs, don't stab people, don't work with false documents. Make sure you stay on the right side of law so that, because when it comes to considering your application, they will look at the criminality of your actions and whatever you had done in the past. They will put that into account. And if you are sent to jail, if you spend a year in jail, maybe 12 months, you are likely going to be deported. So flee from criminal activities. Another issue with foreigners, immigrants, is that in most cases, they waste a lot of years in the UK not finding out what they had to do to regularize their stay. And when it is time to make the application, they discover that despite living here for that many years, they discover that they don't really have the documents to make an application for leave to remain. So what I want to say is that from now on, if you have not been doing it, make sure you keep the evidence of your stay in the United Kingdom, your documents, your bills, like telephone bills, gas bills, electricity bills, your tenancy agreement, though that is not a very strong document, because you can just get that in the corner at the corner shop. So so you have that, your doctor's letters, NHS card, NHS TV license. You must make sure that you at least pay some bills so that you have documents in your name. Because in the Western world, how you prove that you have lived there for a long time is through documentary evidence. We call it objective evidence that you can present, that people can see. If you're able to work, you need your pay slips, your P60s. P60 is what every employer gives to you at the end of the year. P45 is what they give to you when you are leaving an employer. Pay slips is what they give to you either on a weekly or on a monthly basis to show how much your income you are taking home. I have seen in the past that a lot of people have been shredding these documents. They have been destroying these documents. They have been, they have been throwing these documents away because their friends told them that, oh, you should not keep those documents. Don't let them meet it in your house. If the immigration comes or the police come, they will arrest you. They will do this. So as a result of that, they threw away the documents. They shredded them. They threw them away. But only a madman destroys his or her evidence when he's going to court something. So those documents are what you will use to prove that you have lived in the UK for 10 years, for 15 years, for 16 years. So make sure you don't destroy your document. That is how you prove it. You can say, my landlord knew I lived there 10 years ago, I lived there 20 years ago, but their evidence cannot really be relied on because you have no documentary evidence in your name. So make sure you tell your friends, tell people that you know not to destroy their documents. Let them know that they should not destroy their document. They should keep it in a safe place because you will need it. You will need it. I also see one of the things that people do is that they get into a relationship, genuine relationship with British citizens or people with indefinite leave to remain in the United Kingdom, believing that by doing that, they will have the right to stay. But it does not necessarily follow. In that, it does not necessarily follow. In that the fact that you have a British citizen as your partner, maybe as your partner, as your husband or your wife, does not mean that you will be allowed to stay in the United Kingdom. Why? Yes, you are in a relationship. Yes, the relationship may be genuine. Yes, you may intend to live together for the rest of your life under the same roof. But Article 8, which has to do with right of private and family life under the Human Rights Act or European Convention of Human Rights, Article 8 is a qualified right. That means you do not have the right to choose where you want to enjoy your family life. Yes, you can decide that you want to live in a particular country, but only if you are given permission to stay there, to live there. So the fact that you have a partner that is a British citizen does not mean you will be allowed to stay in the United Kingdom permanently, or maybe in a limited capacity. So when you make an application for leave to remain as a spouse or a partner of someone present and settled in the United Kingdom, you will still need to meet what is called the insurmountable obstacles. Insurmountable obstacles, which has to do with what you are going to face back home, what will prevent you from having a good quality of life. Again, you need legal advice to understand what is an insurmountable obstacle is. And if you are single, you'll be facing very significant obstacles. Again, you need to know, get advice to know what a very significant obstacle is. Now, when it comes to also regularizing your stay, the reason why it is very good to get advice is that it is very, very expensive these days. For someone to make an application for leave to remain, if you are alone, you pay £2,052.20. £1,033 as the application fee, £1,000 as the immigration health surcharge, £19.20 as the biometric enrollment to enroll your fingerprints. Now, you need to know in advance so that you can prepare. Because if you don't know in advance, you discover that if you are a family of 5, then you will have a family of 5, you will have to pay over £10,000. And that's just your application fee, not to talk of the lawyer's fee. But if you get legal advice, you will be able to prepare, know in advance that this is what you have to do. This is how much you have to get. So instead of sending your money home recklessly to build a house you may not never live in, because some of us have seen that, then you may need to save money to pay for your application fee or to explore other ways of making an application without having to pay a fee. That is one of the benefits of getting legal advice. And it takes time before you can say, okay, I will be granted leave to remain in the UK. So you have to start working towards that little by little, inching your way. Get legal advice, do the gathering of the documents, do the gathering of the money, then you go back to the lawyer so that they make your application. I've seen a lot of clients coming to us with their application when it was refused, and what I've found is that a lot of them, it was like they made the application without getting legal advice. I won't advise you to do that. Get legal advice. Pay the consultation fee so that the lawyer can be seized of the facts of your case, and then will be able to advise you properly on what to do. There are many of you that are in the UK now that were given resident permit, or or permanent right of residence that is under EU law. Coming out of the EU now, you need to make sure that you apply for a settled status or pre-settled status. You need to do that so that you don't discover sometimes next year that you travel out of the country and you are now allowed back into the country. So if you are an EU national, or you are the dependents or relatives of EU nationals, make sure you apply for a settled or pre-settled status. Again, you may need legal advice to know what you can apply for. You need to do that. Many of you who have a European passport, who have been living in this country without any let or hindrance, you go and come in this or that, the situation will change shortly, and it will not be like that. So don't take your being here for granted. And some of you also may need to apply for British citizenship, and then to regularize your stay in the United Kingdom, so that you are not embarrassed on your way back into the country. A lot of people, from my experience over the years, are usually afraid, especially many people living outside London. They are afraid, they are worried, but you cannot hide forever. And also, the earlier you get legal advice on what you can do, the better for you, so that at least you can put in place something, to protect you when it comes to making an application for leave to remain in the United Kingdom. So, if you're out there, get legal advice so that you know what to do. Taking the number of the screen, the website now is there, www.delsolicitors.co.uk. You can send me an email, info@delsolicitors.co.uk. You can call the landline, and you can call the mobile number. Some of you do ask that, will you be able to see me? Of course, I am visible. I'm the one you will see. I'm the principal here. So most of the cases will have to pass through me before it goes to my colleagues who will work together. So what I'm trying to say to you is that I want you to understand that, get legal advice, make inquiries, know what you have to do, know what can be done, and get it done. And then you have done yourself a lot of favor by making sure that you get the necessary advice when it comes to your situation. Some of you brought your children, gave birth to your children in the UK years ago, but because none of you have status, the children were just left exposed. You couldn't do anything for them. Now, what I want to say is that if that child lives up here in the UK for up to 10 years, the child can be registered as a British citizen. And if you did not have status before, and you have your children, and you have your indefinite leave or permanent residence now, you can also register children that were born as British citizens. But get legal advice to make sure you are doing the right thing, because I saw a client 2 weeks ago that had made an application 3 times, wasted a lot of money because he didn't want to use a lawyer. So he kept wasting money. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Make sure you get legal advice. And a lot of people also are in the United Kingdom that have been here for a while, and then they're talking of claiming asylum. Now, when you talk of claiming asylum, it's like your last bullet, because once you claim asylum, I don't know what else you can claim. So therefore, if you think that you are afraid of your life and safety, don't hide, because if you don't apply for asylum on time, it's going to go against you on the basis that you did not seek to regularize your stay or to bring yourself to the attention of the government. So as a result of that, they will see that you did not have the fear that you are claiming to have. Also, you may have the fear, but then the objective situation in the country of your country of birth may not support your fear. So, because when it comes to asylum, it has to be met or satisfied for you to successfully claim asylum. It has to be met on two grounds: subjective ground, which is what you think, how you feel, your fear, your worries. That's the subjective one because it's personal to you. The other one is the objective ground, which is the current situation in your country of origin. Current situation in your country of origin. And if they look at the situation and they say that there's a working government, there's no persecution, the court system, the government is running very well, you may or may not succeed with the application for asylum. Again, I encourage you, get legal advice to know what you can do. I know that there are lots of people watching this program right across the Atlantic. All of you in Africa, all of you in Europe, America and Asia, and Oceania that are watching this program, welcome on board. I want to say to you that if you have any questions for me, send it to the email right in front of you now, info@delsolicitors.co.uk. Also, you may call me on the mobile number there. That phone is right in front of me. If you have any question, just type it and then, or you can ask me questions. But make sure that if it is personal, that where you need confidentiality, make sure you don't ask such questions because you have the right to your privacy. Share the link to people that are yet to watch the program, and then we take it from there. So if you are abroad, recently I got some instructions from Africa, people who applied for entry clearance and they were refused, and they did nothing about it. Now, if you are refused and you maybe you wanted to come as a visitor or as a spouse, and they give you a right of appeal, or they didn't give you a right of appeal or to a right to an administrative review, make sure you see a lawyer. The fact that you are living abroad does not really matter. We can still act for you. And if the case goes to court, we can go and argue your case in court because we provide a one-stop service that everything happens here. You come, we see you for consultation, we give you legal advice, we help you to make your application, we help you to fight your case, and we can argue for you in court. We represent you. So if you have a case like that, make sure you contact us. Make sure you contact us via email, or you can call the telephone number, send a text message, and we'll get right back to you. If you are abroad and you want to apply for entry clearance, you want to know how to do it, one of the things you have to do is that you have to put your record in order. Don't use any false document. Don't feed your account to the extent that they will think that you are just putting the money there in order to get entry clearance to come to the UK. So there is a lot I will warn you to be very careful with when it comes to making an application for entry clearance. Also, don't go and use a false document so that Don't use a false document so that you are not banned. It's not worth it to be banned for 10 years from traveling to the United Kingdom. There is no point. There is no point. If it doesn't work this year, it can work next year. If it doesn't work next year, it can work in 2 years' time. Don't use false documents to try to come to the United Kingdom. That is not very, very wise. Don't do that. Wait for your time. Time will tell. You understand? But if they ban you for 10 years, after 10 years, there is no guarantee that you will still be allowed to enter into the UK. So take it easy. don't rush. Just wait for your time. Your friends may be flying here and there, up and down. Don't worry, your time will come. So if you want to come to the UK, whether as a student, whether as an entrepreneur, whether as a tier 2 worker, whether as a minister of religion, you want to make inquiries, contact us. Send an email to the number, to the email address on the screen, and then we'll be able to advise you. A lot is happening now. So if you need legal advice, feel free to get in touch with us. As I round up today, I want to say we have a new way of operating now because of COVID-19. I cannot believe the effect, the devastation that has come upon the land because of COVID-19. I can't believe what is happening, how things are going, in that we are literally stuck in our homes and our offices, and things are just not normal at the moment. So we have designed a sophisticated way of operating, that whether you are in Canada, whether you are in America, in Asia, whether you are in Africa, wherever you are in Africa, wherever you are in Europe, if you want to get legal advice from us, you don't have to come to our office. We can see you via Zoom or any other electronic paraphernalia. So we can see you, we can advise you, we can take instructions from you, we can get you to email documents to us. So coming to London is not a problem, at least for this time. And so you can contact us for legal advice from abroad. All you need to do is pay your consultation fee. I always say to people, if you want legal advice, you have to pay for it, even if you are my wife. And people do laugh, but it is business. So you have to make sure that get legal advice. So if you are not able to come to the office, there's no problem. We can see you in the comfort of your home, in the comfort of your office, and then we take it from there. I am just trying to see whether I can play this video to you. I should have uploaded it onto the system that I'm using to talk to you now, but I was very busy. But let's see if you can get anything from there. Of Dell & Co. solicitors. COVID-19 has brought a big change to the way we do business, even the way we relate to you as lawyers. So we have clients all over the United Kingdom at Dell & Co. solicitors, representing clients from over 50 countries around the world. If you need to talk to us, you need to get legal advice from us. Whether you are in the United Kingdom, whether you are in Scotland, you are in Wales, you are in Northern Ireland, and you are in England, or in any countries of Europe, outside Europe, in Africa, in Asia, Southeast Asia, in America, you can actually have a virtual consultation with you, where we'll be able to send you a link that you'll be able to access, and then we can advise you. If there are documents to be shown to us before we give you legal advice, you can actually email it to us, or scan it to us, or fax it to us, so that we assist of the facts of your case before we have a legal consultation with you. Things have gotten just better working from anywhere around the world. People still do business. So to prevent you from traveling all the way from Scotland to London to see us, from the north of England, from the West Midlands to come and see us, you can actually see us in the comfort of your home, your office, and even in your car. All things are possible. I look forward to seeing you. If you want to come to London still, you are welcome. But if you want to see us virtually, you can also see us. Just pay your consultation fee and then we'll take care of it. Yes, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. So, wherever you are, whether you're in Manchester, you're in Birmingham, you're in Bradford, Leicester, Stoke-on-Trent, whether you're in Cardiff, you're in Bristol, you're in Newport, whether you're in Glasgow, you're in Edinburgh, and wherever you are, Southport, Newport, Portsmouth, Southampton, wherever, we have a national coverage when it comes to legal matters, representing you on your immigration cases and other cases. We do family, we do employment law, we do charity law. We are reasonably competent in many areas of law. Feel free to contact us. If you need to book an appointment to see us, the number on the screen is there, or you can send an email to us. We arrange how to meet with you, to send links to you, to do consultation with you, and to see how best we can assist you on your case. Our slogan is Dell & Co Solicitors, legal advice you can rely on. So we do help people with their appeals, with judicial review. We do all things, and we can do all things. So thank you for joining me this afternoon. I hope I have been a blessing to you. Make sure you share this link after I have just ended the program. Dele Olawale is my name. Dell & Co Solicitors, London, England. God bless you.